Hello, everyone. Welcome in to Geekout, our TTRPG stream. It's only me today. Mike is not able to join us, so it's just time for we're just gonna go over the simple things that have come out since the last time, and maybe there's a couple new unique things we have for this stream. Thanks for the lurk array. I have an echo. I think I know why. I'm going to turn off the music then. I bet I don't have an echo now. Thank you, casual. So, major things that have happened might be at my end. I'm just checking. I don't have anything. It was. Okay. Well, in that case, I will turn the music back up because I was surprised that it was that. So, oops. I accidentally opened Foundry. Let's get to it because I like to go through this stuff and get it done. I joined a little quicker than normal. I said 8 o'clock, but I'm 6 minutes early. So, the first thing, something that just came up, Legend of Vox Machina, the animated series, quietly announced through the Washington Post a third season. We knew we were getting season 2, but now we know we're getting season 3. You know, I really enjoy this show. I think it's a great show. It captures the feel of the game really well. I'm excited. I'll take a new season, a third season, definitely. That being said, one thing, Fantasy Grounds is marking its 20th anniversary with really cheap deals of it. I personally don't use Fantasy Grounds, but I know a lot of people who like it. I don't like it because it kind of limits you on what you can use. Because you can mainly use the stuff that's in it. But they even gave an option to go from standard to ultimate for a cheap price. It's a significant, especially if you go the ultimate. It's a significant price drop for the 20 years. I'm actually surprised it's been 20 years. It really surprises me. I thought it was less than that for Fantasy Grounds. So Fantasy Grounds has been out for 20 years. Congrats to them. The next thing we have is the makers of Cthulhu is making a D-Day game. So it's going to be like D-Day, but it is fictional, so it's not 100% like war reenactment. Yes, I'm very excited about this because it does use the 2D20 version. So it's pretty interesting. I could do a couple one-shots with D-Day. That would be fun. So it's basically the first part is going to guide GMs to create missions and adventures. And then the second part will consist of dozens of ventures with the main campaign. There's 3 set of pre-evasions which will cover the D-Day, and so 3 adventures plus a thing of how to run missions. It's on my radar, that's for sure. Plus, it's Modifius. I love Modifius. I think Modifius does great work. That being said, There is a Western Horror AP call, so actual play call for queer RPG. I think it's queer RPG. It's kind of it's a mixture of the words, so I don't know quite how they say it. But they are looking for actors to perform in their performances. So if you're in there, it might be optional. So, and that's you can find that on Rascal. Let's see. Okay, this one's an interesting one, and I'm not sure. It's kind of rumor, kind of not. So, the Game Informer states that surprisingly an important inclusion of what is arguably the oldest D&D campaign setting of them all, Greyhawk, will be included in the DM's guide for the new edition, whatever you want to call it, D&D 1. Well, yeah, the D-Day one was cool. So, I'm all for going back to Greyhawk. Hey, DM, Tails, how are you? I'm all for going back to Greyhawk in the new setting, in the new DM's guide. That being said, I don't know how they're going to do it because there's a lot of things in Greyhawk that is insensitive, shall we say. Not nearly as much as some others, but it'll be interesting to see how they do it. This new series of D&D, this new edition of D&D has got me intrigued, but not intrigued in like I want to play it. More intrigued of like, what exactly are they thinking and doing? Type deal. So it's gonna be flip of the coin if the new edition's good or not. We'll see. Cipher System Bestiary came up today. I figured this one was a good one for you. Yeah, I do too. Yes, it came out today. It's already out of stock. Good luck. So 514 already out of stock. Yeah. So crap is right. I was gonna get it too, but it wasn't out of stock an hour ago when I was looking everything up. So that's actually pretty impressive. Oh, oh yeah, the Humble Bundle. I forgot they were doing that. Is that still going on? I've got to get in on that. Cybersecurity, Metro, plan, cosplay. Looks like I missed it. Bummer. Thanks for lurking, Nate. That being said, something that came out and it's been covered all over the place, so I'm not going to cover it a whole lot. D&D, the core rules for the next edition will be in the SRD. And the SRD will be part of they haven't stated where it falls in like Is it going to be open gaming license or is it going to be something else? They haven't stated. So, again, what is WotC doing? What are they thinking? They're not being clear. Where are we going with this new version of D&D? You know, are we going to the moon? Because it kind of sounds like it's possible. Oh, the bundle is still live. I missed it. Okay, I didn't miss it. Excellent. It's got 17 days. Okay, so I still have time. So if you like the Cypher system, which I love the Cypher system, here's a whole bunch of Cypher system type games that you can load up on. So the price keeps going up. I will probably grab it once the stream's done. There's a ton of stuff for us. Yeah, there is. I mean, it includes Godforsaken, Unmasked, which is their superhero stuff, God's Fallen, which I'm excited, which I'm honestly super great thing. No, don't use my chat to get to other people, Nate. Jeez. No, that's fine. Okay, so 13th Age. I played the first edition. It's really fun. They're coming out with a second edition, and they have a Kickstarter for it. It's basically oh, are they using 2 AI art? Well, that makes me sad. They're big enough. Well, I guess they're not super big, but I thought they could at least afford art for it. Art. Lee Moore are collaborating for full color art on new edition. Lee's already pulled off one stunt that none of us can remember seeing before the GM screens and the Lunar streams. We'll be working with artists who contribute wonderful bits in the first edition, including designed and illustrated by human beings celebrating. That's interesting that you say that, because they're basically saying that's not the deliberate choice to forgo AI involvement honors to deeply personal and interactive. So their Kickstarter says opposite. That's a possibility, but according to this, they're not. So, and speaking of, my book is not going to use AI art. I'm glad too, because 13th Age is fun. And I think a second edition could make it more enjoyable, because you learn a lot from your first edition. Didn't mean to jump into Kickstarters, but definitely 13th Age was a fun game. So I'm glad they're coming out with a second one. It's already made almost 300K. So I would think they could afford art at that point. Why do you say that? Because honestly, I think Pathfinder and Starfinder are some of the most complicated games to play today. They were talking about ARR. Okay. Yeah, I'm curious, Casual Gamer. Why do you think that they go over your head? Because honestly, a lot of these games are easier. Well, keep coming to my channel, and I'll teach you a lot about other systems, because I'm big on other systems other than Pathfinder and D&D. Not that I don't like Pathfinder. I'm not a big fan of D&D. But we play many different versions, including my own system, which is going to be a D12 system. But interesting. Cobalt Press, not Cobalt Press, but a third party, is developing a tool for the system reference documents. I'm sorry, it was Cobalt Press. They're coming at they announced a tool for people who wanted to create new material for the Black Flag system, and they basically came out with rules and things that you can use to do it. I haven't read it. I'm hoping to read it soon. And when you join one of my one-shots casual, you wouldn't have to pay anything. You could just join and play. Speaking of which, I do have an announcement. That is how they all start. You get hooked, and then your wallet, and then blah, blah, blah. So, we'll see. I want to read the Black Flag's rules because I have a feeling they're going to be pretty strict. It's for a company that was like, oh, we're not going to be strict. If you're coming out with a rules document on how you can use their stuff, that becomes... You're in about 5 campaigns. Welcome. I'm in about 7, so you're in good company. You gotta stop typing so fast, DM Tails. That's the problem. So, well, they're coming out with a document that is Orc. It is Orc. Creative license. But they're coming out with a document that contains rule text that those creators are permitted to use, along with examples of how those rules and elements, such as subclasses, work. So it could be a good thing. I just haven't read enough about it. So basically, it's an SRD. Yeah. But they're not... Yeah, it's a system reference document tool. Yeah. I just want to see... Basically. That is basically what it is. I'm curious to know what they want you to use for text. No, WotC got in trouble because they basically said, hey, we control all of your IPs that you're creating for this. We own them. I mean, they're better now, but when they came out and got in trouble, there was a statement in that thing that basically said, we control your stuff. Yeah. Very much so. And I think they would have got away with it, too, had they not had, like, a paragraph that basically said, that they were going to own your stuff. You didn't actually own it anymore. They pushed the line too far. I think they could have got away with some of it. But I'm glad they didn't get away with it. Yes. I could see that. I could understand that. But their wording on that was very confusing and not great. No, it doesn't. Especially since you already have the rights. Correct. That was in the flag that if you made creative art using their stuff, you technically lost your IP to that art. The way they wrote it. I mean, I'm definitely glad they backtracked all of that, but that's how they wrote it initially. They lost me. I no longer play WotC games, really. I have one game where they play D&D 5th edition. That's it. And we play like once every 2 or 3 months. Because we can't seem to get together. But that's it. I play one game. I don't play a lot of WotC anymore. And I definitely don't DM any D&D. I know you don't like 5e at all, DM Tales. I don't mind 5e. I just don't like the company. So I'm kind of pissed about the AI usage that they had going on. And then they acted like, oh no, that wasn't supposed to happen, and it was clear that it was. I play Magic Arena, and that's about it. Oh, they did art theft too? I didn't know that. I just knew they did AI art. I could sit here and bash on WotC all day long, and I wouldn't get tired of it. Oh, wow. That's not good. I'd be suing them even if it took me 100 years to get it through the courts. So, Dragonbane Path of Glory. So they're coming out with an adventure for Dragonbane. It's not a new adventure. It's an old 1980s adventure. The Swedish version had this adventure. They're converting it to the new rules, updating some of the graphics a little bit, and they're publishing it as a new adventure. I'm very excited for Dragonbane Path of Glory. Mainly because I am also working on a Westmarsh game of Dragonbane where we can host a connection and people can come and play for if they can make it that week, and if they can't make that week, we can just continue on with other players. I'm gonna create it so people can come and go, and because I have lots of people who want to play campaigns on my channel, but they don't have the time to do a whole campaign. I decided that I would do this, and it would give them the chance of doing one-shots with me. So, this is something I am gonna get, because it could have a lot of cool ideas to add to my West Marsh game. But I'm very excited about this. It's gonna be unique and awesome, I think, because so far everything about Dragonbane I love. I haven't found one thing I really dislike about it. That being said, let's go back to WotC for a sec. Dead by Daylight. The villains are making are going to appear in Dead by Daylight as villains that you can play as. So, for people who don't know what Dead by Daylight is, it's a quick thing. It has a whole bunch of horror villains that go around and try to kill a bunch of people. And these people have to do tasks to... Hey, Eskellum. They have to do tasks to kind of win. If they finish all their tasks, they win. If they don't, then if they all die, then the villain wins. Well, they're going to be coming out with D&D monsters. I don't know if they've said which monsters, but the trailer had a mimic on it, so I think that would be a lot of fun, playing a mimic. And a beholder. So we'll see. It will be interesting. What about Monica? I mentioned him a couple weeks ago. I mentioned that a couple weeks ago, the new book, The Multiverse Madness. Yes, it could break the game in funny ways. It could be really interesting. Oh, is he going to be in DVD? Okay, cool. I didn't see that. I don't have Dead by Daylight. It's one of those games I keep wanting to play, but I've watched it a lot on Twitch. So that's all the news I have. I don't want to play it. It's bad. Skill requirement to be decent is up there. That's mostly most PvPs that I find. Well, that's not fun. Yeah, I wouldn't like it then, because I'm not a big PvP person in general. I mean, I've gotten into Overwatch and Fortnite because of Stellar and his groups. But so some Kickstarters that are coming out. The first one that I want to go over is Delve, which is a 5e and Shadow Dark RPG guide to dungeons. So basically 10 plus dungeons, 40 plus monsters, 40 plus magical items, traps and hazards, new player options, guides and tools for building a surviving deadly thing. Yeah, but at heart, it's a PvP. I'm also a little angry at Fortnite because when they first announced Fortnite back in the day, yes, I'm that old, it wasn't supposed to be what it is today. It was supposed to be a cooperative campaign. It had so much potential. And then they found ways of making money this way, and that campaign went completely... didn't go away. I mean, I think they eventually released it, but it's nowhere where they promised it would be. No, they basically finished it up and then pasted it out. It wasn't like they didn't work on it anymore. It just made me sad. It made me really sad because I was very, very excited for the campaign. Like, super excited. So I didn't play Fortnite for the longest time because I was angry at it. Which I know is silly to be angry at a game maker for doing something that made them money. Imagine that. Because I definitely don't think the campaign would have made them as much money as what Fortnite has brought them. But what are you going to do? You know, companies are going to do what they want to make money on. So, like, companies need to make money, and if they're going to make money on something else, then they're going to switch paths. That being said, this looks really interesting, Delve. It's by Bob the World Builder, so that makes it even more interesting. If you guys don't know Bob the World Builder, he's a YouTuber and he's awesome. This is you can get the PDF for $25, or you can get the book for $40. Yes, Bob the World Builder is amazing. He's a very nice guy too. But you can get the digital bundle, which comes with both. Yeah, your chat with him was amazing. And if you guys don't follow DM Tales on YouTube, he does a lot of really cool interviews and reviews for things. In fact, you just did a Shadow Dark review that was superb, by the way. Made me want to buy Shadow Dark. But I think this looks great. I think this looks really interesting. So we'll definitely. I wish I had a better paying job right now, because I definitely picked this up. That being said, another dungeon system is Micro Dungeons and Dragons Edition. It basically brings a whole bunch of dungeons available to you. So this one looked interesting too. I don't know much about this one. I know a lot about Delve, and Delve looks really interesting. This one looks a lot less interesting to me, but I figured I'd post it because it just came out about 10 days ago. It looks like they have other things. If you go to the pledge levels, you can catch up micro dungeons. So looks like they have lots of different dungeons that you could get. All right. This looked interesting. This is the current Valerie, the Chronicles Blood and Iron. It's by World Anvo Publishing. Did I miss the big news? There wasn't major big news. Just going. You did most of it. Fantasy Grounds is having a really good sale. The people who make Cthulhu are coming out with a D-Day RPG, which I'm excited about. No, I was gonna get to that. Queer RPG and Bard RPG are looking for casting call for their games. Uh, D&D, supposedly the GM book is going to be the Greyhawk setting, not Forgotten Realms. Cypher System, the Bestiary came out today, but it's already sold out, as we found out. And it wasn't sold out an hour ago. The SRD is the new version is going to be included in the SRD. So, for D&D. 13H is coming out with a second edition. Black Flag released their SRD. And Dragonbane Path of Glory just got released, is on pre-order. And that's an adventure campaign for Dragonbane. And then Dead by Daylight Dungeons is going to have a whole bunch of Dungeons and Dragons monsters come to the system, so that you can play the villain of the Dungeons and Dragons monster. And that's the major things, unless you know something I didn't catch, Jake, which is a good possibility, because you have your ear to ground almost as much as I do. We did talk a lot about WotC, about what they're doing, how they're doing it, and things like that. Oh yeah, no, I was going to do that at the end. There's a couple big newses. I got two big news things. They're big news to me. They're not huge news. But let's finish this up and then we'll go through this. So Valerie, it's basically it's basically Viking-ish type RPG. It looked kind of cool. Looks really good quality. It was interesting, so that's why I put it on. This one looks really interesting. This is called Nest. It has 14 days left, but it's a sci-fi adventure. So it's kind of like... It looks really interesting as far as, like, how it works. It uses the Lumen 2.0 system, which there's no dice used at all. Instead, players must manage a number of different resources for each mission. But it just looks interesting. Like, look at this artwork. Like, it just looks like an interesting concept. So I'm excited about that. Death of the Author is a single-player game that uses tarot cards. So I thought that was interesting. So basically, you just use regular tarot cards for it, and then you play with the tarot cards, and it's a single-player game. So I thought that was interesting. Death of the Author is that one. And last but not least, another virtual tabletop. Like we need another one. But that being said, this one does look more simplified for those people that enjoy simplification. It allows for some interesting grids. It's basic, simple setup. It's very Owlbear-ish in its style. So I'll be interested to see what they come out with on it. But it's very Owlbear-ish style, in my opinion. It does have support for animated maps, all of that. Some character organization, global search. So, but it's also... Yes, it might be worth a roll 20 in the top 3, I would say, but... Well, there's so many tabletops out there, and not all of them are good. So I'll be interested to see how this one pans out. Um, that's sad. Like I said, there's so many VTTs. I'm surprised there aren't more of them closing. Because you have 232 of 8,000 gold. Is that what it said? Yeah. I don't think it's going to be made, but I wanted to point it out just in case. Oh, I hate Foundry. If you want to talk to anybody who hates Foundry, I am your man, because I absolutely can't stand not Foundry, Roll20. I cannot stand Roll20. No, Roll20. I love Foundry. Excuse me, reverse that. Like, I hate Roll20. Like, to a passion. When games use when I have to plan a game that uses Roll20, I'm like, let me teach you how to use Foundry. Because I think you just don't know how to use it. Because if you knew how to use it, you wouldn't use Roll20. I'd rather use Fantasy Grounds over Roll20, 100%. I really hate Roll20. I think it's clunky. I think it's junk. I think it was built. It was built to run maps, and then they decided to tack on a whole bunch of other things, and it doesn't work for what it does. Their system of having to have everything in-house makes it struck. That's the way to do it. No, it doesn't, DM Tales. It's actually very similar to Foundry, in my opinion. But the problem with Fantasy Grounds is you have to buy stuff from them, or know how to do C# to program for them. It's the C# problem. I'm a programmer, and I found it annoying to do. Personally, I like Foundry. You probably won't get me away from Foundry anytime soon. Unless something comes out that's better. And honestly, Alchemy RPG is pretty damn nice. I kind of like Alchemy RPG. They're getting there. They need some more time, but they're getting it there. Yeah, if you want to call that .net a good thing. Honestly, .asp came out from .net, and sub-based. What do you mean by that? Was it? I thought it came out after. It is subscription based, yeah. But only for the GM. You can still have players use it without being subscribed. They can have a free account. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, create a free account. So your players can have a free account, but the GM has to have a subscription. Oh, you've never seen? Let me see. Let's see if I have a game here that I can put in here. So, all your rolls are on the side. No, I'll keep with Foundry too. But I've been debating about, because they have a Dragonbane version, I've been debating about doing my Dragonbane here. So here's part of the problem. And it's well, no, they have maps now. And the maps work really well. Part of the problem... Let me see if I can show you part of the problem. Well, first, you can only get systems that you've bought in. So you can't, like, create your own system yet. But they are working on a system so you can. I'm going to do a Pirate Borg. So, you can create NPCs, create stories, handouts, and that type of thing. It does the thing, but they do have maps now. So if you wanted to put something out, like if I created an NPC, add 1, 2, there we go. So you can drag and drop. They're hidden. I don't know it that well to show it off, honestly. But I'm 100% a Foundry user. My Foundry is 100% what I use. I love Foundry. But they're going to have a pretty good... They're going to have a good voice chat in this. Voice chat and video chat, which Foundry does not do well. It doesn't do well at all. So, because when you're streaming, Discord doesn't work well. Sorry, it doesn't work well for streamers. It works fine for if you're just going to use it for a game that you're just playing, but for streaming, it works like crap. You have to take and you have to capture the screen for the one image, and then if somebody drops and logs, it completely messes everything up. It's a mess. But to be honest, I'm still thinking about going to it because what I've been using is a mess lately too, which is Video Ninja. But yeah, so that's Alchemy. I like Alchemy. I think Alchemy's interesting. But this new one, I mean, I'm gonna turn off the music here and walk you through some of this, like this video here. So basically, it's browser based. You get your campaign. It's very Owlbear-like in its nature. It keeps dropping players for me. DM Tales. So like, it's nice. This is nice. It's just not. I don't think it's going to be a solution to anybody's problems that they have. I think part of the problem with it, DM Tales, was that I had lowered my internet because I lost my job. And I think that's where the problem stemmed. I'm going to switch back to just me here. Yeah, and that's the thing. There's so many VTTs. Why do I want to use your VTT? And that honestly, it didn't sell it to me, but I figured I'd put it on there because you never know. People might be interested in it, so I figured I'd show it off. But there's so many VTTs, and honestly, the best one is Foundry. Foundry is the best. I I don't haven't seen a good one done. RPG Stories isn't bad, but it's clunky. There is always that possibility, Skellum. I, I gotta try Tailspire again. I tried it when it was really early, and I got really disappointed by it. See, what's nice about Foundry is it's so customizable. And that's the thing, it takes forever to make something. And Foundry is so easy to use. That's why I don't think a 3D tabletop VTT is going to work. It just takes too long to do anything unless you come up with something like um you'd have to come up with something that is like you'd have to do like um Zoo Tycoon or something like that where not Zoo Tycoon, the oh my lord, it's spacing on me and that's horrible because I've played hours of these games. Um Planet Zoo and Planet Coaster. You'd have to come up with something like Coaster and Planet Zoo, where you have a whole bunch of things that you can just build. But even then, it takes time to make. When I could easily do it in Dungeon Alchemist or um or I could do it in Dungeon Draft and just pop something out quickly. And maybe if somebody came up with an asset library for 3D that was 400,000 strong assets, like you have for those for Dungeon Draft or. See, I have the same problem with Dungeon Alchemist though, DM Tales. I like it, I love it, but there's not enough assets. It's not RPG Story has a ton of assets, but it's not enough. Like they don't have enough to actually cover most things. And RPG Stories, their interface is kind of clunky, to be honest, DM Tales. I like it, but it's kind of clunky. In my opinion. That's my opinion. We welcome yours. We are talking map making, big dungeon and energy. We're talking about VTTs right now. We've pretty much gone through the whole thing. We've gone from Dungeon Alchemist, RPG Stories, Tailspire to Foundry, and it all started because we all hate Roll20. Most of us hate Roll20 because Roll20 doesn't deserve the credit that it gets, in my opinion. We use Foundry here on the channel, and most of the people here have Foundry. Dungeon Alchemist is amazing, but it has the same problem that all 3D assets libraries have, is it doesn't have enough assets, in my opinion. That's true. It's not supposed to be a VTT, but it is a map maker. They are adding assets all the time. I really love it. Dungeon, I've been using Dungeon Draft mostly for my stuff. And I use Dungeon Draft. Let me see. Because I have a bunch of assets from Forgotten Adventures. So I use it mainly because I have a bunch of assets from Forgotten Adventures. But I've been doing... But let me see here. Being display. Here we go. This is what I've been working on here. This is for my West March campaign. So, like, I have it so right now, you can actually, the lanterns are overhead, so when you walk by them. So, like, I have a fighting ring in this one because it's supposed to be like a stronghold, so my opinion is there would be a fighting ring for training. No, not an overhead tile. I'm actually doing it this way. So I have my background image, and then I have an image that's just transparent of the thing. I also have it doing... I have it in... Is it this one? No, it's not this one. It's Veiled Archives. Hold on one sec. In my Veiled Archives one, which you played in, I think. Yeah, you played it. Come on, Foundry. I think I clicked on too many things too quickly. Let me try really on. I have... So, what's interesting about this one is I'm using the seg technique for vines that are above the characters. So that's what I'm doing there. So all these vines are transparent, and then you can walk underneath them, because in this thing, it's an old ancient observatory, and vines have overgrown it, so the vines are actually like the ceiling. So I gotta finish the... Sorry, DM Tails. I know you didn't like the puzzle here. But I'm doing the same thing with my torches in this map too, which is the Leopard Dungeon of the Leopard Queen. All my torches are underneath, so but as you can see, like, this one has the torch underneath it. So, and I have animated assets too, but I decided not to use them. I probably could have. Because you can do the same thing if you use your foreground layer. You can do the same thing with it, where it's... But I always find that tricky. So it was nice to see that I could create canopies without that capability. Just so everybody here knows... Okay, so there was some announcements that I was going to do, so let me do those real quick. The first of which is... in 3 days, 3 to 4 days, depending on how long it takes them to approve this, you will be able to... Oh, you can't see me because I'm not showing myself. You will... I have Grimwood City for EZD6 coming out in drive-through RPG in about 4 days, depending on when they approve it. So it will be out... Yes, I'm very excited. It's finally coming out. Grimwood City's not my system. The EZD6 version is coming out. My system still needs a lot of work. Well, not a lot. So that's the first announcement. The second announcement is I am doing EZD6. Whoa, why didn't it log in? Hold on one sec. Let me log in. I am doing EZD6 at Runejammer. So, Runejammer, I am doing on July 23rd at 8 o'clock Eastern. I'm going to be doing the night the lights went out in Grimwood. The EZD6 that I just announced. I'm going to do it then. I'm going to do it on the 26th on the 2nd and 27th at 1 for Runejammer 2024. And Runejammer, if you don't know what Runejammer is, it's a free online convention where you can play Index Card RPG, Crown and Skull. It is the adventure you played at PAX U, with some modifications and updated a little bit. But it is the same. So if you don't feel like you want to play in that, I understand. Yeah, it's totally free. And like I said, there's a whole bunch of games. They're playing Crown and Skull, EZD6, Index Card RPG, Viking Death Squad. They have at least one live prep with Index Card RPG happening on July 26th at 10 a.m. And then he's going to play that game at 8 o'clock. So keep that in mind. So you're going to be able to watch him prep it, and then he's going to play it for Index Card RPG. Should be a lot of fun. If you want to know more about it, I would join the... Come on, computer, catch up to me. You're not going to catch up to me. You're going to crash on me. Okay. Let me reopen. Join the Discord, which I believe they have on the main page here for you to join. But it's completely free. Everyone can do it. It's going to be fun. There's a lot of games coming on. I know that another person who's doing a lot of cool things is Bruce. Bruce does a lot of EZD6 stuff. He's doing his Assignment Danger mission, which is basically Assignment Danger is a spy game for EZD6. And he's also doing Murder of the Mist, which I have played, and it's a lot of fun. It's basically... Mistmore is a fantasy-based system that's mixes Call of Cthulhu into the world. It's really interesting and cool. And he's coming out with books on those later this year. But there are tons of Easy D6 games going on, including my games, which are still wide open. So if you have a chance to shine up. So let's see. I announced the Root Jammer. I announced Easy D6 is coming in about 3 to 4 days based on how long Drive-Thru RPG takes to approve it. I am also doing a West Marsh game. So if you're interested in doing that, you should be able to join my Discord here. If you join my Discord, I'm going to be posting on there very shortly. Of course, it's not going to work. Figures. If you do my Discord, join my Discord, you'll be notified when it happens. Here we go. There we go. You'll know when it's going to happen, but it should be sometime in June or early July that I start that. And it's just going to be a weekly game where if you can come, you come and join, and you have a character. You create a character beforehand. You bring the character with you. We import it in. We go ahead and play a game. It's real simple. If you need help creating characters, we'll do characters on the side. If you can't play, you just don't show up that week. If you can play, you do show up. It's just one of those situations where it's free action, where you're able to go. I'm thinking it's going to end up being either Sunday nights at 8 p.m. or it's going to be Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. So that was the third announcement that I had. But that is all my major announcements. The major one was Easy D6. Grimwood City for Easy D6 is already in the process of getting released. It's just a matter of getting it approved because I've never put anything on Drive-Thru RPG before. So they want to approve it beforehand. But there's nothing that should prevent it from going through. I have all the proofs. All the proofs look good. So there is a big difference between premium and non-premium now. It took a lot of finagling with the colors in the actual images to get a good color variant. And the colors look much better on the premium version. You guys are probably wondering how much it's going to go for. So let me bring that up for you and we can talk about it. So what it's going to go for is so the soft cover, which is going to use premium paper. Thanks for coming by, Casual. Appreciate it. The soft cover premium paper, premium quality is going to be $28.06. That includes the PDF. The hardcover premium color is $32.61, and then I'm going to have a hardcover standard, which is going to be $25.23. But if you want, you can just get the PDF for $12.50, and all of those include the PDF. So keep that in mind. Though make sure if you do decide to do it, make sure you purchase it through. Make sure you choose the right one because there are versions that don't list the PDF. And this isn't up yet, but that will be the link for it when it is up. Right now, it just tells you, we're sorry. You are viewing an item as a customer, and it's not up yet. We're sorry, the title's not available. But in the next coming days, it will be. So keep that in mind. That being said, if you want to see a quick preview of it, let me show you. Let me show you a quick preview. So basically, it's going to be so you have the map. You have. I need to increase the preview buttons, but basically. I added a whole bunch and didn't. It's not doing it. Figures. Um. Yeah, I need to increase the preview. Gotta fix that. Um. But I can show you guys. Easy D6 final. So this will be the PDF version. And basically, you get your history, you get your districts, you get your different factions. So you have different factions based on what they are. And then you get to character adjustments and that type of thing. So you get archlings, dwarfs, elves, fae, gnomes, goblins, ironbound, which are humans, unseen, which are humans with magic, vampires, your blood vampires, your corsons, your emovarians, which are your emotional vampires, your were creatures. So it's really fun. So, but I think that's all I got for you guys today. Unless you guys have something else that you guys want to talk about, like VTTs, and talk away, and we can chat, and you guys can get my opinion. But it's just my opinion. Yep, I gotta go too. Let's go ahead and see who we can raid then. If we're all done here. Let's see. You know what? Let's see what Singular doing. Singular's doing a Camp Runner's Cross. Let's go take a look at Singular, because he does some really. They do some really cool work.
8 seconds.
Shouldn't say he. I don't know for sure. Oh, they changed the raid screen. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So how do I search and filter? Oh, this is.
Tries. It's okay.
Okay.
I don't like that at all. Let's go to Singular and say hi to him. You guys have a wonderful day, and thanks so much for coming by. I definitely don't like this new raid screen. It's bad. Have a great day, guys.
Does that feel a little bit better? Or does it still feel a little wild?
I mean, I guess my focus is sort of shifted because I think I don't know how to count and breathe.
Okay, well, we can try what I like to call the census game. And you can, welcome Grimwood Games. Thank you for the raid.
Welcome.
You can try picking out 5 things that you see.
Okay. I see Mickey. Like, wait, I guess I can't. It has to be. Wait, no. I think it does a person. No, you're a person.
But like, I'm a noun. You know. On the sun lounger.
Oh.
Lying there on the sun lounger for a bit, and then occasionally jump in and get burnt in the pool.
I see Mickey. I see Kenny.
You've not seen how burnt I get.
I see you, Dr. Cartwright.
I can't wait for stream to see how burnt I get.
See Pat.
I'm mega ginger.
You should probably wear some fucking sunscreen, my dude.
Oh, I do.
Hand sanitizer.
I get horribly burnt. The last time round, I had to put a shirt on, like when I was in the pool, like a fucking white shirt, because my shoulders look like fucking lobster.
What are 4 things that you can touch?
Like the skin was just coming off. I had to put a t-shirt on in the pool.
I definitely know that burn feeling.
Oh yeah, like it was really
that
bad.
That's the idea.
Okay.
And I put a t-shirt on. And I had the
can
t-shirt on
touch the
for literally
chair.
about 30 minutes while I was in the pool. My skin
I can
fused to the
touch
t-shirt.
My shirt.
I was that burnt. It fused to it. Like my skin was
I've
trying to
had-
heal onto the t-shirt.
I can
I've had sunburns so bad that I've had big old
can
fucking
touch my
blisters
shirt.
and my skin's been purple.
Oh yeah, it was bad. It was
Yeah,
really
I-
bad.
yeah.
I'm very light skinned and
then,
very Irish, so
Oh god.
I can touch.
I am to a ginger.
I am super
My
burnable.
hair.
Super burnable. And to be fair, it didn't even feel that warm in Turkey either. Like I've had hotter
What
here.
about
And
three
there's a
things
saying
you
as
can
well.
hear?
You've never known true heat until you've known British heat. I know it's a meme that it's always rainy and cold here, but British heat is different. It's really bad. Like fucking.
The sound.
I don't know if there's anyone in the in chat right now who's from the UK or someone that's visited the UK midsummer. Yeah? But when it's really warm, it's fucking bad. And it's not even humid either. It's just straight warmth. Like, just straight warmth. And you burn like fuck. You burn like absolute fuck.
Like,
Yeah.
fuck you shall burn!
Yeah, that's super burn. Super burn. But yes, Grimwood, welcome in. How you doing, Grimwood? Welcome in. I can't wait for Friday. It's gonna be awesome. And on Friday, I said as well, on Friday when we do our game, it's gonna officially be my birthday when we start. It'll be officially be my, well, it won't be Friday, it'll be Saturday for me, but when we start playing D&D on Saturday for me, it's gonna be fucking it'll be my birthday. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be absolutely awesome. But I need to do something special. Oh my, Jesus Christ, there, Grimwood.
You were
Yeah,
probably going to tell me my mic was off. Well, I got it.
I don't know how I'm gonna do it, to be fair. 'Cause I don't
yeah.
know how I'm gonna do it because.
I saw
Actually,
you were
no, it should
streaming
be fine.
earlier. I didn't
won't
have
be
a
doing
chance to
any
come
birthday
by.
festivities until the daytime that day.
My
Yeah,
mother's in the
that'll be fine,
hospital
that'll
and
be
my
fine.
wife's home sick.
For some reason, I thought that it was
just
going to be my birthday the
been-
day.
yeah.
My brain got confused.
running all over the place.
It's the start of my birthday when we're
Tomorrow,
playing
my
the
mother
games.
has surgery. My wife has a doctor's appointment.
But
My
as
wife
for
and
my
I
actual
both have a
birthday, guys, for
chiropractor
information for people in
appointment.
chat right now who have been around for a bit, and also for the subathon.
Yeah, I'm not going to get a lot of
I
sleep
will be
tonight.
streaming on my birthday.
But anyway,
I will be
we'll see
streaming
how
on my
it
birthday.
goes.
But before I start streaming, I'm going for a meal. I'm
How
also
you
going
doing?
For a drink with my family. So I'm
Good.
going to be drunk on my birthday on stream.
Oh shit.
You missed
It's gonna be a
something?
wonderful time. It's gonna be a great
I
time.
remember the last time you did a drunk stream.
I can't remember
I said I was going to stop by your stream earlier, but I didn't have time. My mother's in the hospital, and oh, your headset died. My mother's in the hospital, and she's having surgery tomorrow. My wife is home sick, both with kidney problems. My mother's one of her kidneys just doesn't work, and the other one is swollen. So they're putting a stent in tomorrow to try to take the swelling down. If that doesn't work, then we're talking dialysis, and she's 85, so that's not great. My wife has a kidney infection after passing a kidney stone Sunday. So we have a doctor's appointment for her tomorrow. Surgery in the morning for my mother. Doctor's appointment at 1:20 tomorrow afternoon. My wife doesn't want to drive, so I've got to take her to school, then go to the hospital. Be there for the surgery. Hopefully I can stick around till she's awake. Find out how that's going. Then go back to school, pick up my wife, go to lunch, then go to the doctor's appointment. Then I got to pick up my mother's truck so I can bring it here.
96% of Subaru vehicles sold in the past 10 years.
So I can have it Thursday in case I need it. And we're going to leave it here, and then we go to the chiropractor tomorrow afternoon as well. You're surprised I'm on? Nah. this is relaxation for me. So, yeah, this is
She just walked in. Do you know how worried we
this is
were?
my de-stressing.
In this house, we have zero.
So, sorry, my
What?
I just noticed my
With
cat
Dash
was
Pass,
down
you
here
pay
taking a
$0
bath.
delivery fee on DoorDash. Guess what the delivery fee was?
And I'll be on tomorrow night
Zero.
as well, unless something major happens. But
Grab a donut, dear.
yeah,
Dash Pass. Your door. $0 delivery
I walk
fees.
around all day thinking of stuff I want to do for my games. And if I don't sit down here at some point and start pouring that into my computer, it just drives me nuts. And as long as I'm here, might as well stream. So, hello. That's how that works. But it has been a long day. Yeah. Since I haven't been in a band for 30 years. All of that creativity I used to pour into drums and lyrics and melody and all that stuff has been focused on this. And I was the photographer for the high school band for like 11 years. And at the end of each year, I would take the 3,000 or 4,000 photos I had taken and pare that down to make a slideshow and set it to music and present that at the end of the year at the band banquet. And so all year long, I would be thinking about, I hear a song and, could I use that in the slideshow? There's a thing I could do. I could get a picture of this and use it because the theme of the show this year was this thing and, whatever. So that's gone because I haven't been their photographer for 4 years. So basically, my game gets all of my creativity now. You missed it. I announced the Grimwood City for Easy D6. Should be out in 3 to 5 days. Oh, good. I am very interested in that. Do you have a video about that? Just that? You should. Because if you do, Thursday night, I'll run it here. Or, wait till next Sunday when it's already running. My system version is still in progress. Yeah. Okay, cool. When you got a video, let me know. If I don't spot it first. I mean, I'm subscribed to your channel, so I should get a notification, but... Very cool. Very, very cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. So what I'm working on is my Shadow Dark campaign I'm going to run beginning next year. It's called Red Giant. We also talked about how much we hated Roll20. Yeah,